Let's look at previous changes that we've realized, and then what worked well and what didn't go well.
Yeah.
And very often the behavioral bit comes
will
up.
jump out. Yeah, no, I think that's also quite powerful. I mean, it depends what kind of audience you have, like you said, but that sort of a little bit more reflective approach can work very well with some groups, for sure.
Because the whole thing why I like your statement of pay now or pay later is that you can either invest it up front, or when you pay later, it means you're not going to get the value out of the change the way you had planned, or it just feels like a really rough ride because there is either open or behind the scenes resistance, which is very tiring.
Yeah, and I think when we think about change these days, we don't think about change in an isolated thing and then it's some time before we have change again. No, it's change upon change and upon change. And if you've had some of those kind of not so good feeling changes, it weakens your ability to do the next change and the next change. It's very cumulative. So getting it right, it doesn't only cost you in the efficacy of what you're doing right now, it will also cost you in the longer term, I think.
It's more engaged, because you can see that, right? Most larger companies have some kind of engagement survey.
Right.
So a more engaged staff is a more productive staff.
Yeah,
so
you can see
you'd
that.
be hurting yourself if you wouldn't do this properly, I would say, right?
Yeah, indeed. The other thing I like about what you just said on, asking people to reflect, look at changes that have happened before and what has worked or what not, that can also be something that you do once you've done it with the leadership group and you've kind of got their buy-in to it, but do that then with the wider organization, because that can be quite a nice way to gain people's inputs as well.
Yeah. Also, because what happens a lot is that when there's, for example, the outsourcing or you get the project team often is very senior.
Yeah.
But it's been a while since you've done the actual work.
Yes.
So then to determine what is going where and how easy or difficult that's going to be, it's good to involve the people that are really doing the work, because they actually know.
Process operators are your process experts. Yeah. No, indeed. I think it's you need to gain that specific knowledge from on the floor.
Yeah.
We would call it a go-see.
Yeah.
In our tech language. Yeah.